Hey, good morning, Catalina Foothills Church and friends. It's Pastor John Stone with our Tuesday morning devotion. This coming Sunday will be in Romans chapter 12, and we'll begin reading in verse 9. Love must be sincere. Hate what is evil, cling to what is good. Be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves. Never be lacking in zeal, but keep your spiritual fervor, serving the Lord. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. Share with the Lord's people who are in need. Practice hospitality. Bless those who persecute you. Bless and do not curse. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Mourn with those who mourn. Live in harmony with one another. Do not be proud, but be willing to associate with people of low position. Do not be conceited. There's a lot here, and we may work, I'm not sure, all the way to verse 21 for Sunday, but just notice a couple things here as Paul sort of teases out again what it means to have been captured by mercy. In view of God's mercy, present your bodies, present your whole self as living sacrifices. And he begins by saying that love must be sincere, that foundationally and fundamentally, love is the expression that comes out of a Christian's heart. It's just easy today for it to be judgment and condemnation. And even I might point out to you that shame, that people mistake shame. You ought to love your mother. What does your dad deserve? How should you have acted? It's easy to point out to people that they should be shamed or feel shame instead of feeling love and feeling loved. But he says, love must be sincere. What flows out of a life given fully to Christ is love. But then notice he says, hate what is evil and cling to what is good. We might compare that to verse 14 that we read where he says, bless those who persecute you, bless and do not curse. So I want you to notice something here, and that is that he says hate what is evil. He doesn't say hate people who are evil. And we know that Christ loved Judas, even though Judas betrayed him, even though Judas walked away and Judas did not understand the kingdom. Christ showed love to him, and Christ showed love to the rich young ruler who, when he heard the cost of following Jesus, walked away. And it says, even as he walked away, Jesus looked out after him with love. So we're to love the person, but hate what is evil. And that distinction is hard to uphold, right? He's saying we hate these ideas of evil. We hate the hurting of children in any way, physically, emotionally, spiritually. We hate when freedom is taken away from people. We hate when there's injustice. We can hate that without hating the people. He says, hate what is evil, cling to what is good, be devoted to one another in love. He comes back to love. Honor one another above yourselves. He gives a really excellent definition of love, and that is to honor the other person more than you honor yourself. Man, that is difficult. That is very difficult. Never be lacking in zeal, but keep your spiritual fervor serving. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. Share with the Lord's people who are in need. Practice hospitality. All of these are sort of foundational ideas of how we work out love. We're to be joyful in our hope. Not joyful in what we actually have, but joyful in the hope that Christ will return and we belong to him and that we are his children. We're to be patient in affliction. This is difficult. This idea of giving ourselves fully to Christ means, like him, when he suffered, and he basically suffered for 33 years, no one understanding who he was and why he was here and what it meant, and being misunderstood by everybody he knew, everybody he loved, much less his enemies. We're to be patient in affliction and faithful in prayer. Let me say the only way to be joyful in hope and patient in affliction is to be faithful in prayer. The only way to be joyful in hope and patient in affliction is to pour out your heart and to pour out your soul to God in prayer. Share with the Lord's people who are in need. Practice hospitality. Love is always others-centered. Love always pushes us to those in need. And love pushes us to show hospitality, to be gracious to others, to make others feel at home. There's a lot here. And I'm looking forward to doing it with you this Sunday in the text, Romans 12, verse 9 and forward. Powerful text, a lot here. Look forward to being with you. You have a great day, and we'll see you soon.